Now, for the assignment, I asked us to create a function that the function we get two values, well, we get two lists. Compare list. Let's call this compare list. The first value will be the first list, while the second will be the second list. So whenever I'm calling on this function, let's say compare list, I will pass two lists like this. Oops. Here is the first list. Then here is the second list. So what you have to do is that this compare list is meant to return values that are present in both lists. That is, if a value is present here and is present here, then you should return that value. So you know the first list is this, right? Is this. So let's first print out the values in the first list for var in first. So this is going to print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, two, three, four, five. If I'm interested in the values in the second list, I can run this. This is going to print 5, 10, 15, 20. Any questions to this point? Are we together? Are we still following?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, sir. Okay. Next is what we want to do is this. We pick the first value here, right? We will now check if it is this one here. If it's not, we'll check if it's the one here. Then we'll check if it's the one here. Then we'll check if it's the one here. That's what we're going to do. Pick the first value. You know, this is similar to what we did in our last class, whereby we pick the first value, we see if it's added with this, will it give us a particular number? If it's not, we add it with this, will it give us a particular number? And like that. It's a similar concept. So var will first be 1. We now want to check if this one is the same as this. Then if it's the same as this, then if it's the same as this. So what we're going to do is that we run another loop for, let's just call it second var. Remember that in our last class, was it the last class or the penultimate one? I explained to us that the way loop works is that when you have a loop inside another loop, it will pick the first value here, run all the codes. If there are 100 lines of codes here, if there are 100 lines of codes here, it will first run all the codes, that is, it will first pick the first value here, then pick the first value here, run all the codes here. Abi now, please, are you with me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you. When it's done, it will pick the second value here, not the one here. It will pick the second value because this is an inner loop. It will first finish this inner loop. It will pick the second value here, run all of these codes again. When it is done, it will pick the next value here, run all of these codes. When it is done, it will pick the next value here, run all of these codes. It is at that point, when it now finishes running this, then var will now be the second value here. Then, this second var, we also start again from this. It will first be this, it will run all of these codes. So the second var becomes this, run all of these codes. The second var becomes this on all of these codes. The second var becomes this on all of these codes. When it is done, var becomes the next value here. On and on like that. Any questions so far? Do we get it?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Sorry, yes and no.
Thank you. Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, so we are now going to say if var, that is var will first be 1, if it's the same as second var, that is, if we first check if 1 is 5, no. If it meets this condition, do whatever we do this. So the first check if 1 is 5, no. Second var becomes the next value here. Second var will be 10. Var will still be 1. Is 1 10? Is 1? Is it equals to 10? No. When it's done, it's going to make second var to be 15. Is 1 equals to 15? No. When it's done, it's going to make second var to be 20. Is 1 equals to 20? No. Then var becomes 2. And like that. So we want to return a list that contains all the numbers that are the same in both lists. So what you're going to do is this: we create a list. We can call it results. It's an empty list. So whenever we see that the number here is the same as the number in any of these, instantly we will push it into this results. Like this result is like a place where we are going to be keeping our result. I think whenever we notice that the number here is the same as the number here, so we can say result that in order to push into this list, we use append. So when you notice that they are the same, since they are the same, we can push any of them. We can push var or we can push second var. Of course, they are the same. They are the same, so you can push var. So if they are the same, append var. So this is going to append it. And when we are now done with everything, let's look at this together. Let's run it again. Var will first be 1. Second var will first be 5. Is 1 equals to 5? No. That means it won't come here. Then second var becomes 10. Is 1 equals to 10? No. Second var becomes 15. It's going to run this. Is 1 equals to 15? No. Second var becomes 20. Is 1 equals to 20? No. When it's done, var becomes the next value, which is 2. Then second var will be 5. Is 2 equals to 5? No. Then second var becomes 10. Is 2 equals to 10? No. The second var becomes 15. Is 2 equals to 15? No. The second var becomes 20. Is 2 equals to 20? No. Then it goes back here. Var becomes 3. Second var will go back to 5. Is 3 equals to 5? No. Then second var will be the next value, which is 10. Is 3 equals to 10? No. The second var becomes the next value, 15. Is 3 equals to 15? No. Second var will be the next value, 20. Is 3 equals to 20? No. Then var goes to the next value, which is 4. Second var will go back to 5. Is 4 equals to 5? No. Then second var becomes 10. Is 4 equals to 10? No. Second var will be 15. Is 4 equals to 15? No. Second var will be 20. Is 4 equals to 20? No. Then var goes to the next value, which is 5. Second var will start as 5. Then is 5 equals to 5? Yes. So it will enter this place and it will push it into this place. Then second var becomes the next value, which is 10. Is 5 equals to 10? No. Then second var will be 15. Is 5 equals to 15? No. The second var will be 20. Is 5 equals to 20? No. So when it's done with everything, we can now return the result since we've kept our answer into this place. So at the end of all of this loop, when you are done with all of this loop, then return result. So when we run this now, see the results there. Oh, sorry. Okay. You can see
What programming language uses console?
JavaScript.
Okay.
So, I have this. Let's change it to. So this will give you 5 out of 10. Good. So let's say this is a 30, 20. This should be 5, 10, 20 now. Good. Question.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome,
Good
sir.
evening, sir.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
To the class. I will send my reasons later.
Okay.
I was thinking, I did see the assignment, but by the time you start, I was trying to see if I want to work on it. What would it do? So I'm thinking if it is not in, I made this paper on the same box inside this computer. What I'm thinking, for the fourth line, please say for line for info. For line 4, for second value is second. If that 4 is not under the loop, I mean it's on the same line with.
Okay.
Are we going to results?
No, we will not get the same result, and here is the reason. Let us come and just say print. Let's say it's like this.
Yeah.
Now, when we run this code, there will be an error. Reason is this. This var here will not be accessible. Var is inside this place. And you know we are already out of this loop. So you can't have access to this var. That's the first problem with it. Oh, it's not even saying now, that's the first problem with it. I was expecting this to turn an error. Now, but another issue is this. Imagine var will first be 5, right? I mean now.
Yes.
It's a plain 5. When it is done, var becomes the next value because it has gotten to the end of this loop. Do you get it?
Okay.
It's a plain var, which is 5. Then var becomes the next value, which is 10. It's a plain 10. Then var becomes the next value, which is 30. It's a plain 30. Then var becomes the next value, which is 20. It's a plain 20. So it is done with this loop. When it's done with this loop, then it will start this one. Second var will be 5. It will run all of this code. If var, well, like I said, I expect this to turn error anyway. Var, which is undefined, because this does not have access to this var. Do you understand, sir?
Yeah, I get that.
Okay, but let's now assume that it decides to use the last value of var. Let's assume that this still decides to use the last value of var. The last value of var was 20. So is 20 is equals to second var. Second var is 5. No. Second var becomes the next value, which is 10. Is var 20 is equals to second var, which is 10? No. The second var becomes the next value, which is 15. Is var, which is 20, is equals to second var 15? No. Then second var becomes the next value, which is 20. Is var, which is 20, is equals to second var? Yes. It will append it here. So it will only see this last one. But for other ones, it's not going to see it. So this is not going to give us the expected results.
Okay. Yeah. Now I get. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, sir. Now, assignment on this. In this one that we've looked, if my code is like this. No, before now, this seems to be working perfectly. 5, 10, 20, fine, that's nice, that's good, that's lovely. But then, let's say there's another 5 here. Let's look at the results. You will now have 2 5s. 5, 5, 10, 20. I only want to see unique numbers here. That is, I don't want any number to repeat. Do you understand?
Yeah.
I only want to see unique numbers. I don't want two numbers or any number to repeat itself. So that would just be like continuation of this one. Such that, write it in such a way that there will be no repeating numbers inside this list.
And I want to ask that question.
Okay. Now you have the luxury of doing it as an assignment now.
No, you should have just asked. Yeah?
No, next time I'll spare any question.
Okay, so at least we do this before the next time.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, sir. Any other question before we round off? Okay, so no source of question. We call it a day. Thanks for coming, Mrs. Adeoye, Mr. Okoyemi. Good to have you here. Good night, sir. Yes.
Well,